Clarity Craft here in the UK. Welcome to the craft along using our new paper stitch range. I know it takes a while for everyone to find the room and to pull up a chair, so I can see we've got some eyes in the room already, and the lovely Gracie is joining us all the way over in Crowborough here in the UK. So if you have any questions or you're not sure, then she's there to help you. And if I see any questions pop up, I'll try and answer them. So, should we start again? How is everybody? I'm sure there's nobody here yet, so I can waffle for a little bit. 12 people, 14 people, there we go. Everyone's pulling up a chair. Sound is great. Thank you, Gracie. There we go. All clear from Gracie. And good morning, Patsy. There we go. So you can watch us via our YouTube page, and you can also watch us via our Clarity Craft Facebook page as well. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning. Sorry, I'm in Groovy Tuesday mode. I'm normally here at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, but it is evening. I mean, there's no windows in here, so it could be any time of the day. There we go. Some lovely familiar faces coming into the chat. Sheila, Pat, good evening. And I hope everyone's ready for an evening of stitching with a difference using our new paper stitch range. Designs by the lovely Tina Cox. For those of you that are into your parchment craft, you may be familiar with the designs. And then I think it was last month, we introduced it into paper form. So there we go, we've got the lovely Hazels in the room, Jane, Christine. So yes. So there is a downloadable ingredients list if you want to craft along this evening, or you can just download it and join in a bit later. It's entirely up to you. But I know we're going to have an enjoyable evening. I've got 3 fans going on in the room at the moment. Just a little bit warm, but we've been asking for the warm weather and now it is here. So I don't need my insulated cup for my coffee. I made it about 10 minutes ago and it's still piping hot. So how is everyone? I hope everybody's well. Good evening from a lovely sunny Norway. Good evening, Ellen. There we go, Gracie. Gracie's going to try and craft along as well. Excellent. So nothing like a little bit of embroidery and stitching to make the evening pass along, is there? So I thought what we would do, this is the craft along using the paper stitch range from Clarity, 4 different collections that we launched, say last month. There's a link that Gracie's already posted that will also give you your downloadable ingredients list so you can tick. So depending on what you've got, because I know many of our parchers at home will already have some of this equipment. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can, maybe you're unable to access the internet at the moment, or which way am I going to go? I'm going to go this way, or not access the internet, but maybe you can't download at the moment. So we're just going to, right, let's have a look. Okay, so maybe you took advantage of a fantastic offer with the Paper Stitch by Clarity starter kit, and we're going to go through that and explain what's in there. Alternatively, you can go for the Pergamano 1 needle fine tool. Definitely needs to be fine. The bold, the holes will be too big, so you definitely need your 1 needle fine. A5 black super foam, the Hearts and Swirls embroidery card pack, which came as part of that 1-day special. Size 12 embroidery needles. You may want to have a couple of those on the go with your needles already threaded. And then you can decide what colour you want to go for. Now in the kit, you've got a gold and a silver, but we also have red, green, turquoise or black pearl available. Then colouring wise, you've got some options. You could go for your Pergaliner pencils, your Pergacolour exclusive pens. Maybe you want to give your Pergamano metallic gel pens an airing. And then to add some colour to the back, we're going to use stencil brushes with a selection of ink pads, and maybe looking at attaching it or just adding an embellishment, the Pergamano brads. And I've also got the perga crystals to show you as well. So we're going to go through various different bits and pieces during the course of this evening, but I'll just leave that there. Maybe you want to just take a screenshot if you don't have access to the website to download the ingredients list. But you can always go back and watch it afterwards. Okay, so we're going to zoom out now because I thought what we'd do, we'd have a look at the 4 different kits and some artwork from the fantastic design team. Okay, now all of the kits are sort of good to go. So the first one, which was, whoa, apologies for that, came in too quick. So this is the Hearts and Swirls, and this was part of the 1 day special. And enclosed in there, you get your 4 printed Hearts and Swirls toppers. You get 2 5x5 black card blanks, 2 5x5 white card blanks, 4 5x5 envelopes, and 2 sheets of the sticky tabs, which are really key to this process. So let's have a look at some artwork from the design team. Okay, this is using just this kit, and this is the kit that we're going to be working on this evening. Okay, so this is a lovely piece of art. I'm going to zoom in now. I'm going to be doing yoga in this chair. I'm going to be up and down like a yo-yo this evening, but I think you really need to come in and have a look at the artwork in detail. So this was the piece created by Tina herself. The lovely gold metallic threads on there. Just a little bit of colour added to the detail. I can see a little bit of perga glitter on there as well. So that's from Tina. This is a piece by Carol Baker. Exactly the same designs, but how different it looks with a different colour option. Okay, so that's from the lovely Carol. A little bit of bling on there as well. You can just see those lovely metallic threads. Can you see that? There we go. Look at that, beautiful. I mean, the artwork from the design team is gorgeous. Now, let me bring this one in. This one is from Debbie McMullen. Okay, now this has no stitching on it at all. So what Debbie's done is she's drawn in the stitching with, I think, if I'm right, the metallic gel pens, it looks like. So that's, look, you can get the effect. So even if you're not into your stitching, then you can still get that stunning embroidered effect by using pens. The next piece of artwork is from Carol Baker. I got this. I think I've got my list the wrong way around. Look, I did a little cheat sheet, you see, so you probably think I'm really clever, but I wrote a list of as I go through them, but I think I've put them out of sync. Okay, so that's Carol Baker, and she's used those lovely metallic pens to colour in. Okay, I'm gonna have to check now for this one's from Josie, so you can incorporate it with your other lovely dyes as well. Beautiful, that the gold and the red thread used on this one. Then this one's quite magical. This one is created by Sheila Metzeler. And what Sheila's done, as you can see, there's no printed line art on there. So Sheila has taken the printed topper and used it as a pattern. So she's perforated through both the topper and a piece of craft card and then stitched onto that. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the final piece is from Julie Campbell, and what Julie's done, she's put it as a topper on a parchment frame. Okay, so for me to have that versatility of whether you just take your topper and you put it on the card from the kit that's included, or incorporate it with your other crafting stuff. Okay, so that is the paper stitch kit, number 1. Okay, so that's the hearts and the swirls. The next one is the flowers and hearts. Okay, so it's the same concept. The contents are exactly the same, all designed by the lovely Tina Cox. Right, let's see if I've got this order correct. Okay, so this is a piece by Tina. There's a little bit of perga glitter on there. Tina does love her sparkle. Then the next piece is from Glynis, and that's coloured in and then used a silver thread. It looks like a glitter, doesn't it? But it's beautiful. Then if you want to go a little bit more monochromatic, you can go for what Josie's done here. She's coloured in the hearts with a black micron pen, or you could use your black Perga pens. What about incorporating it with your stencils? That's what Jane's done on this piece. And she's added a few little beads. I think they're called bugle beads. I think the long ones. Okay. Then you want to go really bright. This piece by Carol Pankstello. Look at that. And if I'm right, yes, Carol has used some of the Perga crystals. Can you see that? Just on the, let me get the, sort of just here, just to accent some little Perga crystals on those. Okay, there. I like this. This is me, sort of the black and white effect, and this is using the black thread, that black pearl. Okay, and that one is from, I've got out of sync now, that one's from Josie Davidson. Then we've got another piece from Carol Baker, using it with her groovy plates. And then finally in this collection, another one from Debbie McMullen, but no stitching at all. It's crazy, isn't it? It looks as if these are all stitches, but they're not. They've just been drawn in. So that is set number 2, which is the flowers and hearts. Then we come to the buttercups and fans. This lovely piece of artwork has been created by Glynis, and Glynis is a fan of the Perga crystals as well. Look, she's used them on here. So we've got all these packs. These are all available as refill packs. I think if you go to the website, Gracie will pop a link up. I think they're saying like $5.99 for each pack. It's a really good price for what you get in there. Okay, so that one there from Glynis. Then the next piece from Josie. Isn't it funny how you can take 2 images exactly the same, change the colour, and it gives it a completely different look? So there you go. And look, even that one's got some Perga crystals on there as well. Lovely. Really look at, there we go. Look at that. Looks like flashing lights, doesn't it? Flashing lights. But it's not, it's the magic of the Perga crystal. And you're thinking, what's he going on about Perga crystals? These are our lovely Perga crystals. Starlight Sparkle. Believe it or not, there's 100 in there. Okay. Then the next piece from Tina Morris. Tina's also used some beads as well. Then we've got a piece from Jill Askham. Jill's used beads. I think these are called little seed beads. I think. I'm not a beady person. I'm sure if Josie's in the room, Josie loves a bit of beadwork. Let me bring it in on this camera, and then Josie will be able to have a look. I can just see Josie now peering at the screen. But I reckon, there we go. Would they be seed beads, Josie? I think they are. They're tiny little beads anyway. Then we have another piece from Glynis, using our lovely doodle dies around the outside. Then another one from Josie. I love the colorways on this one. Some little beads on there. Josie's used some beads. Seed beads, there we go. James confirmed it. Little seed beads. And then finally another one from Debbie McMullen with no stitching at all. And that's been coloured in. The pencils to colour in the main image, and then the metallic pens used to draw in the threads. Okay, so that is the 3rd in the collection. And then the 4th one is butterflies and daisies. So to say all these as I say, these are, I think they're about $5.99 for each of these different packs. And each pack will give you 4 of your printed toppers, 4 card blanks, 2 white and 2 black, 4 envelopes, and 2 sheets of your sticky tabs. Okay, so that was that one. So now we're going to look at the final one. Okay, so let's have a look at some artwork. So this one is from Glynis. So this is the piece of artwork that's on the front of the packaging. Sally says it's hard to choose. I know. Look, more of those perga crystals, those little flashing lights. That that just looks magical. It really, I could sit here all evening doing that. No, I won't. Then we have a piece from Josie. I love this effect. Beautiful. It's like Spirelli, isn't it? Then this one's from Debbie McMullen. I know that because it's not stitched. Then we've got this one from Glynis. Doodle Dies again. Julie Campbell. So you can be as soft or as bright as you wish. And you can incorporate it. You can take it just exactly as it comes, and you've got 4 beautiful cards. But you can incorporate it with your other crafting products as well, just like Jill has here with one of Josie's grid frames around the outside. Then I can't have a favourite, but no, I don't have a favourite. But look at this. So this is from Sheila Metzler, and she's used the topper as a pattern and then just stitched with the gold thread and added sort of, they're like big gems in the middle. And then the final piece of artwork from Tina Morris. It's interesting, isn't it? The number of the design team that have used different beads. I reckon they must have had a little chat amongst themselves. I reckon they were sending beads to one another. But we've also got some little perga crystals in there as well. Okay. So that was just a warm-up exercise to give you some inspiration. And the project we're going to work on today is, let me just grab that, from the lovely Glynis. Okay, so this is the piece of artwork that Glynis has created. We're going to add some colour to the background. But as you can see from all the artwork I've just shown you, if you don't want to add any colour to the background, you don't have to. But I thought what we'd do is we'd add some colour with a couple of ink pads. Then, because what you need to do is you need to do all your colouring first before you stitch. Okay. And I thought this was a lovely one to go for because it uses everything that comes in the kit. Okay, so you've got your ingredients list. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to gather your bits together. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention, with each of the packaging, which is lovely, designed, Lisa and Jazz, I believe, designed the packaging. Right, I'm just going to zoom out now, okay, because this is where we're going to head. But inside each of the packs, you also get your stitch guide. Okay, so if I bring this in, so this is on the inside of your packaging. So you've got a large picture and then sewing steps and then your guides. Okay, and they're different for each and every single one of them. Okay, so this is the one we're going to work with, which is the hearts and swirls. Then we have the flowers and hearts. Then we have the buttercups and fans. And when you look at the elements, how they're broken down, you can see how Sheila then took the topper as a pattern and then used it on just a plain card blank. And then finally, the butterflies and daisies. I love this one. Okay, so we're going to go with the hearts and swirls. So we're going to keep this to one side. I'm just going to move this out the way. Like so. So let's pop this to one side. Then put our ingredients list away now. Now, if you went for the starter kit, it came in this fantastic Slow Down with Clarity box. Okay. And when you would have got the box home, you've got everything in there to get going. So inside, you would have had a reel of gold and silver thread that is going to last such a long time. Okay, so you've got those. You then got your 5 needles. You got your Pergamano 1 needle fine. You've got your 2 sheets of sticky tabs. Okay, you can just hit those little round dots. Okay, and you then got your A5 black super foam, which is key really because we're going to be perforating. Now what I did, because here I am, if we've gone for the 1 day special, then I popped everything in the same box, so I knew it was all in one place. Okay, so if I take this out, see, it's lovely, you can keep everything. Maybe you're going on a journey and you just want to take everything with you. You could pop that in there. If you've got several of the kits, I mean, you don't necessarily need to take your envelopes with you, but you can see here you've got your 4 toppers, you've got your 2 black and your 2 white car blanks, you've got your more stickers, because you definitely need stickers. You get these in each of the 4 different kits, and then you get your envelopes, and then when you open this up, you've got that lovely stitch guide. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these top. I'm going to gather all the bits that I'm going to need for this project. So I definitely need a topper. I definitely need my little tabs, my 1 needle fine, some needles. Won't worry about the car blanks just yet and the envelope. So I'm going to pop those to one side. We're going to need our super foam, and we've got our stitch guide. Okay, so let me just pop that to one side. Are we ready to have some fun? I know I am. I'm going to have a slurp of this coffee. This coffee is absolutely boiling. Right, okay. Ooh, let's limber up. Okay, first of all, what we're going to do is apply some colour to our design. Right, so just pop these bits to one side, like so. So let's have a look. So I've got my little topper. Now I've just chosen 2 colours. You can go for whichever colours you want. So I've gone for a picked raspberry distress oxide. I've also gone for a salty ocean. You can use distress oxides, distress inks, artistry inks, Adirondacks, whatever ink pad you want to. And then I have 2 of our lovely brushes. Okay. And we're just going to add some colour to our design. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to take a piece of copy paper. I'm going to take the lids off our ink pads, because that always helps. And then we're going to add some colour. Okay, so I'm going to go with the pink first. I'm going to load up the brush. I know these are quite wet, these ink pads. So I'm just going to check how much ink pad I've got on my brush. And then all we're going to do is just very lightly start to introduce some colour. I'm not putting pressure on the brush, and you'll notice that what I'm doing is I'm turning my topper as I put the colour on. Okay. Okay, so this is sort of just putting like a base coat down, really. And I'm going on the outside, like so. You see this okay? I'll come in, shall I come in a little bit closer? Okay, let's come in a little bit closer. Whee. There we go. There you go. You can see that pink's taking hold now, can't you? So I'll just go back on. So in a way, it's more of a dry brush, really, because we don't want to go really heavy on the colour. I want to keep it nice and subtle and soft. Now let's take some blue, and then all we're going to do now is just add some blue just around the edge. And when we combine the blue and the pink, we get a lovely sort of purple tinge to our piece of artwork. Okay. And I'm just sticking to the outer frame on this one. And I'm just going to gently, he says, then going right through the middle. Right, for me personally, I think that's enough colour. Okay, so we're going to put the ink pads away. Move those to one side. Just going to put those over on the table. Just gives me a bit of space. So if I now turn this over, let's zoom in a little bit now, again. Okay, now if I compare it to, put one next to it, you can see, hopefully, how you've got just that very soft, subtle colour. Okay, because for me, for this particular one, I mean, on Glynis's lovely piece, she went on a little bit darker, but it's just personal choice, isn't it? Okay, so now we have to decide how we're going to colour in. Are we going to go with our pergolina pencils? Are we going to go with our Percolour pens? Or maybe we want to go with our gel pens. Should we have a little vote? What do you reckon? Pencils, pens, or gels? Let's have a little vote. Are you ready to keep the score, Grace? Okay, come on then. Let's have some interactions. So we've got pencils from Andrea. Anybody else? Any advances on pencils? Gels, gels, pencils, pencils. Here it comes. I hope you're counting, Gracie. I love this one. I often do this on Groovy Tuesday. Janet says gel pens. We've got pencils. I don't know. I reckon at the moment it's a bit neck and neck. See, sometimes to have too much options. What do you reckon? Pencils, gel or pencils? That's what Andrea struggles with. You know what? There's no rules to say that we can't use all three on this project. Maybe we should. What do you reckon? I love this part. It's just, I can, everyone's going, I want this, I want, but you know what? I know often when I used to craft back in the day, and sometimes you have too much in front of you and you don't know which one to go for. So often take the stuff away and just go with what's in front of you. I mean, fortunately for me, or unfortunately, I've got everything in my tool organizer. So should we see where the tool organizer falls open at? And we'll go with that. What do you reckon? Hang on. It's on the pens. I've got my pens, but I've also got my pencils. I'm going to go for all three, okay? But it's entirely up to you what you want to go for. So I'm going to use the B pencils. Okay. Gracie's saying that the pencils win. Oh, okay then. Right, so let's have a look. So before I go into my colour, I'm going to take a selection of pencils. Okay, so I've got some, I'm sort of picking up the colourways now. And we've got some really nice colours in the pergolina pencils. I mean, you don't have to use the B pencils. You can use the watercolour pencils as well. So I've got some blues, purples and cerises. Do I want to add a little bit of green? I think I do. Let's go. Oh, let's go for this. I'm going to have all these pencils out in a minute. But you know what? See, I've also got my gel pens. Yeah, I mean, Glynis is right, you can use the A1s as well, because it's cardstock. I mean, you can use your A pencils on your parchment as well. So I reckon I'm going to go for the metallic green for the tiny little leaves. So I'll put that green pencil away, and maybe I'm going to use the metallic pen in the frames. So let's have a look. So what I'm going to do, I always like to test my colours first. So this is a lovely metallic gel pen. Okay, I mean, I know what the green's going to be like on the leaves, so that's fine. And then let's see, which colour do I want to go for? So this is the B5. Then we have this one, that's a lovely colour. This is the B14. Then we've got the blue. That's nice. So that is the B4. And then we've got the light one. So I'm going to discard the light blue one. And I'm going to go for that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay. So that's what I'm going to use. So what we're going to do now is add some colour to our piece of artwork. So let's move that out of the way, because we really want to get onto the stitching, don't we? So let's go for, because I don't have to colour all of it in. If I have a look at what Glynis has done, Glynis has just coloured, she's left the main hearts empty. And I think I may do the same on that. So let's have a look. Okay, so if I go, let's go with the metallic gel pen first. Shall I come in a little bit closer? All this exercise. Okay, let's have a look. Coming a little bit closer, because it's amazing how much detail is on these toppers. I mean, as I said earlier, even if you're not into your stitching, these are just beautiful just to colour in. Okay, so if I take the green, and we're just going to colour in the leaves and the little dots. So for this, I'm using the metallic gel pens, just like so. Okay. Who's crafting along as well? Is anybody crafting along? How are you getting on, Gracie? Have you started colouring in? Okay. All right. See, it's quite relaxing, isn't it? Now, if I give that a little shimmer, you see how you've got that shimmer from the metallic pens. As Pat says, there is too much choice, isn't there, Pat? I know, I'm sorry. But as I said, maybe when you start your crafting for the day or something, don't have everything out. Just think to yourself, let's just stick with a couple of products and go with what's in front of us. So we'll give ourselves a little challenge. Because, as I say, I know that was one of the things I used to struggle with. Because I'd have so much in front of me, it would be too much of a choice. Okay. So Gracie said that she's going to do black and white with some gold thread. See, I love black and white. Okay, so we've added some colour to our little leaves there. If I follow the same sort of colourways that Glynis has done, so the little blue leaves that Glynis has done there, she's also done the centres of these little flowers. So let's do these in the green as well, just like so. So easy. And sometimes little bits of artwork, they don't feel too overwhelming, do they? There we go. So what's everybody else gone for? I've missed some leaves, have I? I have indeed. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Right, so we've coloured those bits that Glynis has coloured in there. So I'm going to put my metallic gel pen to one side now. And what we're going to do next is let's do the petals. So I'm going to go for this lovely purple. Oh, I forgot the green in the middle of the flowers. Okay. Here we go. Easy peasy. So let's take this lovely, this is the B5. So what we're going to do now is just colour in. I mean, you could do each petal a different colour, couldn't you? Real sort of rainbow effect. But you definitely have to do your colouring first before you do all your stitching. Okay. So I'm not going on heavy with the colour, I'm just gently applying. I'm just keeping it very simple, just going for a solid. I'm not going to do any shading or anything like that. There we go. See, that looks lovely together, doesn't it? That lovely green. Oh, I've missed a leaf. Missed a leaf. Okay. So I'm going to go around again. And it really doesn't take long. See? So what have our friends at home gone for? Are we going for pencils? Are we going for pens? Or are we going for a combination? You know, so I just had a funny feeling that I was colouring in the wrong one. Because these lights are so bright in here. I couldn't see the colour, but I've just looked up in front of me. Okay, so there we've got, that's pretty, isn't it? There we go. Now we're going to do the outside. And if you want to, once you've colored, if you want to go back and reintroduce more colour with your brushes, you can definitely do that. You can build it. If you feel that maybe it's a little bit too soft in the background, then you can definitely go back and introduce more. Because the whole sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all about sort of enjoying the process. And to have these little bite-sized pieces of artwork, I think it just makes it so achievable, isn't it? I mean, even as we said, you don't have to embroider all of the artwork if you don't want to. I quite like the dotted effect of the printed matter. So what we're going to do now. Am I going at the right pace? I'm not going too fast for anyone, am I? Glynis is chilling with a cuppa. Lovely. And I've got my coffee and I've got plenty of water. I've got the, I mean, it's nice. Nobody's in the office, so I've got the door to the studio wide open to try and let some air circulate. I've got 3 fans going. Try and move that warm weather around. Okay. What's the weather been like with everybody today? I'm guessing I mean, I heard on the radio earlier that it's been the hottest day of the year so far, which is lovely. And then I think it was then followed up with, but the thunderstorms are coming within the next couple of days. That was it. Summer's done. Been and gone. Okay. We're almost done with these. I love this colour combination. Who else has gone sort of soft and subtle, or has anybody gone really bright? What do you reckon? I mean, when we looked at the artwork from the design team, as I say, sometimes you look at the topper and you think, is that the same one? Because of the way it's been coloured in. So Gracie said it's just me and Gracie crafting along this evening because everyone's too hot and bothered. But you know what? One of the beautiful things about what we're doing here this evening is that you can come in for the company, come in for the chat, bring your tea, bring your coffee, bring your cake and biscuits. And then when it's a lot cooler, you can go back and watch it at your leisure, can't you? And this is all free. There's no charge at all. And you can watch it again and again, and you can turn the volume down and you can turn the volume up. You can pause it at different stages as well. Rewind it. The technology is great. Well, when it works, it's great. Okay, so I've done that. What else has Glynis done with that one? So Glynis has done the tiny little heart in there and this circle. Tiny little heart. Just there. And then we've just got one more colour to add after this, and then the fun starts. You do know, though, that this evening, the rest of the evening could be taken up trying to thread the needle. But I did get some top tips from our friends at home about how to thread a needle more easily. So now I'm going to take the blue and I'm going to add some blue into the frame, just like so. I'm just gently working my way around. If you want, you could use your ruler to do this. But when we add the stitching really is the main attraction, isn't it? I think so. Okay, and then finally, so I didn't use that metallic purple yet, but there's still time. Okay, so just by introducing some colour to the outer frame, just brings it all together, doesn't it? And I'm not going on heavy with the pencil because I want to create that sort of soft look to it. Okay. We're almost done with our colouring. And you can spend as much or as little time on your colouring as you choose. Okay. One more side. And then the colouring is done. Okay. I don't know why I'm going from different directions. Okay, so I'm happy. Excuse me. Oh, that fan just caught the back of my throat. So I'm happy. Let's bring that up with my colouring. Okay. A little bit of shimmer there with those metallics. Okay. For those of you that have been colouring in, maybe you've just chosen different elements of it. So let's put my pencils and pens to one side, because we may come back to those. And now the fun begins. Now we're going to perforate. So for that, we're going to need our black super foam that came in the kit, and also our 1 needle fine. And you really do need to use the 1 needle fine, because the 1 needle bold will make the holes too big, and especially when you're following some of the designs, then the pitch between them can affect the design itself. Okay, right, are we ready? I am. Here we go. This I know it sounds weird. If you've had a frustrating day, perforating, whether you're doing it on card or whether you're doing it on parchment, is a very therapeutic way of crafting, should we say. Okay, so learning from what I've picked up in parchment craft, you definitely need to hold the tool upright. If you try and come in from the side and stab the holes won't be clean and they won't be tidy. Okay, so let's start in the middle. So all we're going to do now is perforate. So this is very, I mean, you have to, well, do you have to pay attention? Yeah, you need to make sure you're going into the black dots, but there's no real, I suppose this is sort of the equivalent of Josie's grids. Josie's already given us the defined pattern for the grids to make it easier. So that's what Tina has done with these designs. Okay. And how far am I going in on the needle? I'm probably going about half the length. I mean, all we're doing is literally just perforating the piece of card. So yeah. And if you forget where you are, just turn it over and then you can see where you've been. But if you start in one place and just work your way around, I mean, maybe if you do parchment, you've got the groovy guard, you could use that. My hands are quite warm. I'm going to have more ink on my hands than I will on the card at this rate. But you could use a piece of paper to lean on as well. There we go. I can just use my groovy guard. There we go. And I'm going to carry on. So we've nearly done, whoops, slow down, focus. Just move it down a little bit. Try not to get too carried away. Take your time. It's all about the process. Okay, I reckon I've done all the way around the outside. Ellen's crafting with us as well. Excellent. Okay, so then we're going to work our way. I'm going to go this way so I can work our way across now. See, what you could do, because you've got 4 lovely designs in each kit, you could spend an evening doing your colouring in. Then you could do an evening of just the perforating. And then you could spend a couple of evenings with your stitching. I reckon I've got all of that. Let's have a look on the back. There we go. So you can see there's no sort of spaces. So I know I've perforated all of that particular design. So let's have a look at a corner, for example. Okay, so let's start here. So we'll do the little circle first. Then we'll do the little flourishes. So I think this evening, I think even if we just do sort of like one corner and we do one little heart and one big heart, I think you'll get the idea, won't you? And don't forget, you have that lovely stitching guide as well with the step-by-steps on there. And I want to show you a few little different finishing tricks as well. That can make a little bit of a difference to your artwork. So whether you decide to just pop it straight onto the card blank that comes in the kit, or maybe you want to mat and layer onto maybe some of our lovely companion papers. Maybe you've got some of our doodle dies. Maybe you want to add a little bit of Pergamano glitter to give it some sparkle, or the Perga crystals. So, question, how far am I perforating? How deep? I would say probably half the needle. I wonder if I come in on this one. I don't know if that camera's in close enough. So all I'm doing is, I don't know, hang on, if I turn it, let's try coming in on the overhead. This could be interesting. Hang on, get rid of that. Right, should we try doing this mid-air? This is going to be fun. Let's find a hole first. So there is the needle. And I'm only going in about half. I mean, there's no rule say you can't go all the way in if you want to. I suppose it's more of an enjoyable process going all the way in. It won't make any difference to the size of the hole you're going to make, because the shaft of the needle is the same all the way around. Okay, right, so I've done this little circle, I've done this flourish here, and let's do the little heart here, because what we can do all different elements of it, so we can work through the stitching guide on the pattern. Okay, so we've got a little heart like so. We've done this flourish, we've done the circle, we've done the big heart, we've done the inner part there. So let's do one of these like so. And if you, I mean, you may already have some lovely threads in your collection already, but we do a lovely collection, a selection of different colorways. One of my favorites one is a lovely turquoise, but then look, you've got lovely, beautiful red, beautiful metallic green, and then you've got this fantastic black pearl as well. So if you're looking to swap up your colors depending on what you're coloring in, then there's options available for you. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. So we've got a circle, a heart, a flower, the big heart, a flourish, and this piece in here. Okay, so if I bring what I'm going to do now is pop that on there, and then I'm going to zoom out for a moment. Whee. There we go. I'm going to zoom out like so. Let's take my goggles off for a minute. So where do we want to start on our guide? Should we do this one down here first? I reckon so. So this one here is one of these little corners. Okay, and you can see there's a stitch element up there. Okay, I could have gone really easy and said let's do the flower first, but let's do this. Okay, Right, now the fun really begins with threading the needle. If there are any top tips out there, then feel free to share with the group. There was a couple that I got. I must admit, I have got one threaded just in case it took a little longer than expected. But let's go for a needle. So I've got mine in a little spot-on sponge. So thread, we're going to go right side thread. We're going to take the gold and we're just going to go for an arm's length. Okay. It would help if there wasn't a fan blowing. So I'm going to, let's come in on the overhead and we're really going to see how he does it. No pressure at all. Okay. Definitely need my glasses. Definitely need, woo, look at the size of that hand. Okay. So one, I think it was Josie or Glynis said, if you hold, I think it was this way, I've forgotten now. If you hold the eye of the needle as close to your finger and forethumb, your finger and your thumb as close as possible, helps you can pick up the thread. Oh, my hands are so clammy, it's so warm. And then, no, it wasn't that way. Ignore that. It was, you put the thread between your finger and thumb, and then done it. Ho, that was quick. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Shall I show off now? Because I heard somewhere, I can't remember who it was, they shouldn't really, you know, like you often get the end of the thread and you put it in your mouth, and apparently it causes the thread to swell, which doesn't help. See, another way of doing it is putting it into your spot-on sponge, so you've got something to hold, and then there we go. We got that way as well. See? Yeah, so as Glenn said, bring the eye down onto the thread. Yeah, so I went the wrong way first, but then I remembered it was the thread between the finger and the forethumb, and then bring the eye of the needle down. Okay, well chuffed with that. I just find, I know it's weird, spot-on sponges, it holds it, and then I can do it that way. But it doesn't matter, as long as your needle is threaded. Okay, let's pop that one to one side. So now we are going to start a little bit too close, I reckon. Oh, I don't know, I can come out a little bit. Let me zoom out just a fraction. Are we okay with this? Okay, which way am I going? Right. Okay, look, I didn't even read the instructions because it says here, place the design onto a foam mat. Use a Pergamano 1 needle fine tool to fully perforate all the grey dots from the front, going all the way through the card. Now time to start sewing. Follow the pattern on the other side to join up the dots with a needle and thread. Okay. So where's my little sticky tab? These are really key. Okay, so I've got my little tabs. So if we do this one first, if we look at the square here, this one, number 1, number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay, so that's the pattern. Let me come over a little bit. There we go. Like so. Okay, right. I can't pick the needle up. So what we're going to do, for me, from the front, so I'm going to come in at number 1. So if I turn it over, find number 1, which is here. Okay, pull the thread through. Now you can go single thread, you can go double thread. If you're starting out, personally I would suggest going for the single thread. Then pull your thread until you've got a little tail left, and then you take your little tab and you attach your thread with your tab. Okay, and the reason we came up with the idea of this is because I know if I get a chance, I'll find a demo that I think Linus and Josie kindly prepared for me, and they didn't have these little tabs, and they were using little bits of tape on the back. So they would have had to have snipped all those little bits, and so to have the little discs really makes a difference. Okay, so going from number 1 into number 8. Okay, so there, like so. Then we're going to come up at number 9. Once you start doing this, it becomes obvious, if that sort of makes sense. Okay, so then we've come at number 9, and now we're going to go into number 2. So you're just backwards and forwards, like so. Then we're going to come in at number 3. And guess where we're going next? We're going into number 10. Not literally. I don't think I'd want to be going into number 10. Not at this moment in time. Okay. Also, one of the benefits of not having such a long thread as well, it doesn't catch so much. So now we're going to come into the next one, like so. Can we see this okay? Is it making sense? Then we're going to go into that one there. Really? See, look, just like that, caught around the edge of the card. And then we're going to go into the next one. And you know, if you realize that you've gone into the wrong hole, it doesn't matter because you can just reverse it, can't you? So then we're going to go there. So I'm not even looking at the pattern now, because all I'm doing is I'm increasing one perforation at a time and then crossing back over. Okay, so then we're going to go into the next one. Anyone got to the stitching yet? How are you getting on, Gracie? Are you giving the stitching a go yet? So this corner is already done. So let me just pull that to one side. If I come in on, actually I'm going to come in on the overhead. Whee! There we go. How easy is that? Colouring looks a bit ropey, but from a distance, my embroidery is perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go, and if you look on the back, it's just like it's very tidy on the back. It doesn't matter though, because we are actually going to cover it over. So then, let me pop this to one side now. Maybe if I come over on the black, it might be easier for you to see. Okay, so let me just check. So we've done 1, gone all the way around there. Then we've done 2 into 9, 3 into 10, 4 into 11, 4 into 11, 12 into 5, into 16, 7 into 14, and then we're going to go from 1 to 21. Okay, So let me reverse back out of this stitch. Reverse, reverse, reverse. See, I thought I was getting clever there. I knew I had gone wrong, that's why I did check. Right. So now we're going to go back to number 1. So we come diagonally across, like so. There we go. So you're going diagonally across, and now we're going to go from 1 to 21. Okay. 21. And then we're going to go 22. Come on, play nicely. 22 into 15. Okay, so 15 is over here. Now, what I want to explain at this point, because technically I've come to the end of my written pattern. Okay, and yes, you may think, oh, we could have continued it on and sort of extended it, but there is a sequence to how this works. Okay, so if I take a piece of paper like so, so when you think, oh, the little dots, we didn't continue it because it does follow a sequence, and then otherwise the pattern becomes too big and we have to reduce the size of the artwork. So if I take a pen, so if I go, let's start here. So I'm going to go 1, 8, 9, 2, 3, 10. So I'm just replicating this. 5, 12, 13, not 16, 6, 7, 14, 1, 21, 22. I needed a big bit of paper. Oh dear. Shall I write on a bigger piece of paper? Right. Start with a big piece of paper, Paul. Let's go again. I'm going to start from 5 and 12 just so you get the idea, because you can see what I was doing. Okay. 13 to 6, 7 to 14, 1 to 21, 22 to 15. Okay. Now there is a sequence of the way in which the numbers run. And the way that I remember it goes 5, 6, 7, and then it stops. Okay. Then it goes 12, 13, 14, and it stops. So therefore, okay, it's going to go 21, 22, 23. So that'll be 23. Then it goes 24. Then it goes 25. Then it goes 26. Okay. So then here is going to go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. So it goes in a zigzag. Does that make sense? I think it does. So all you're doing is, rather than say, oh, you've got to count however many numbers between each thing, my easiest way of doing it, I know when I did the show with Martin and it said it was an increment of blah de blah, but I prefer my way of working it out. It works logically in my head for me. Okay. But when you get back into it again, so let's have a look. So where have I gone? So I've come in at 15. I'm going to go out on that one. Let's move that out of the way now. Like so. That one comes in there. Just move the needle along. into the hole. Come along into the hole, place nicely, like so. And you just continue to work your way around. And I suppose on the back, if you look, you're going in every other one, aren't you? You're sort of looping over. Okay. So then that one. Like so. And then we've nearly done this little corner. You could do all these little corners in different colours, couldn't you? If you wanted to. If you've got the different colour threads. This corner is now complete. So what we do now is we hold the cotton taut, we grab another little tab, press that down and snip off the thread. So that is the first corner done. Okay, where should we go next? Let's have a look. So would have to do it on the opposite side, wouldn't I? So now, where's my perforations? They're over this side. Typical. Why did I have to go there? Why did I not do it on this side? So should we do the little heart? Well, the big heart. Let's do the big heart. I reckon, no, actually, let's do the flower, because I think, not that I'm being stingy with my thread, but I reckon I've got enough thread to do the flower. Okay. So where is it? I'm just trying to, so it's this one here. So we're going to come in, wrong hole. Right, so we're going to come in out at number one. Turn it over. We've got plenty of these little sticky tabs to hold your thread in place. Right, so 1 into 6. Then we're going to come at 7. This is easy, this one. 7 into 2. Then let me guess, 3 into 8. Oh, sorry, off camera. Oh, I was carried away. 3 into 8. This one's easy. You're just going top and bottom, aren't you? Of the petal. Goes there. And that one goes there. So that's the flower finished. I reckon I've still got enough thread to do the circle. So let's have a look at the circle. Okay. So it doesn't really matter which one is number one, as long as I follow the directions. So, well, typically I did it all the way over here. Okay. So let's waste a little bit. I should really cut that off, but so I'm going to go 1, cut across, 2, then come back out like so, go across there, into the next one. Cut across there. I think that's done as well. That's it. So my little, you can see that very, very delicate little circle. Oops, sorry. Blurry. It is there. Okay, right. So let's attach this one. And I don't think I'm going to get any more out of this piece. But you know what? How much is on these rolls? There is 200 meters on these rolls. So I think I can be a little bit wasteful and discard that piece of cotton. Okay, so now we're going to thread the needle again. So I'm going to take a length of yarn, cotton. Okay, so let's try this way again. So we're going to go between the finger and thumb and bring the eye down. There we go. That was good. Okay. So what should we have a look at next? Let's see what's side by side. Should we do, we'll do the big heart for next. So let's bring the guide back in. So we're going to come out at number 1. So I can't multitask by reading the messages. Is anybody? There's probably nobody still there. It's probably only me and Grace. We're probably so engrossed in our embroidery. Oh, Gracie's just sent me a picture. Can I share your picture, Grace, that you've just done? Can I share it with everybody? Lovely. Okay, I'm going to have a slurp of coffee. Yay. Right, let me share what Grace has done. Okay. There we go. There we go. So look, Grace. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So achievable. It really is. Love it. Well done, Gracie. Okay. Right, so we're back to our heart. So we're doing the larger heart. So come out at 1 and I'm going in at 2. Okay, then I'm going to come out at 3. Oops. Out at 3. And then, so up from 1, into 2, up from 3, into 4. Okay. And then we're going to come up from 5, up from 5. Okay, so now going up from 5 and back into 4. So where's my piece of paper then that I can write down what my next steps are? I think I know what it is, but let's have a look. So if I follow that same 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that'll probably bring me back to 1. But also when you look at the pattern of this one, it's 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 3, 3, 5. So these ones are, I suppose it's increments of 2, isn't it? When you look at it like that, it stands out, but I still, Grace has only stabbed herself once. I can't prevent your card from going red, Gracie. Where's my artwork gone? There it is. Okay. Oh, I've got all tangled up with my threads. Right. Okay, where am I then? So I've done 5 to 4. So now I'm going 5. Hang on. What did I do? I've done 5 into 4. Have I done 5 into 4? Yeah, 5 into 4. Now I'm going to go 5. I'm going back on myself. 5 into 6. Then I'm going to go 7 into 8. Woo. 7 into 8. Is anyone else getting tangled up like me? 7 into 8. Hang about 7 into 8. Where am I? Oh, I'm all fingers and thumbs. 7 into 8. Yes, keep saying it, Paul, when it will sink in. Now I'm going to go 9. Is that one? No. 9. And 9. 9 into 8. 9 into 8. And 9 into 10. Also, I'll bring that over there, doesn't it? 9 into 10. Then 11. 11 into 10. 11 into 10. Then, it's number 11, this one, 11. Or is it me just not counting? 11 into 12. 11 into 12. And then, where's my one gone? 1. I think I've gone out of sync a little bit. But you know what? I'm going to correct it. I'm not going to correct it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go with my own pattern. I think I'm trying to multitask and it's not working. So I'm going to make my own pattern up. As long as it's embroidered, that's the main thing, isn't it? I'm not sure where I went wrong. Probably talking too much. But it doesn't matter, does it? Quite like what I've got. So make up your own designs as you go along. I quite like this though. No idea how, but it doesn't matter, does it? Just got to remember how to repeat it in all of the other 3 hearts. I quite like this. See, I'm getting more confident. It's only because, as Glennis said, it is like join the dots, isn't it? Dot to dot. I'm sure if I would play it back, I could work out where I've gone wrong. Okay, so that's it. That was the plan. That was the suggestion. And mine's just slightly different. So I haven't got this one in, and I've gone across here, and I haven't gone there and there. But it doesn't matter, does it? I quite like it. It's quite arty. Right, okay. Let's do the swirl, shall we? The flourish. Have I missed a hole? I've missed a hole. And the only reason I know I've missed a hole is because I've got a big gap here. So let me bring my map back into play. And where's my one needle? Hang on. Where is it? It's there. So got that one. It's that one. That's it. Okay. And I've got another one. Alright. Got that one. Got that one. Where is it then? Got that one. Where is it? No, there isn't one. That's it. Okay. Right. I think it's time for some water. This water was ice cold earlier on. It is now room temperature, almost at boil. I could probably make a cup of tea with it. Okay, let's have a look at the big flourish, because there's 2 different flourishes on here. We've got this one here. It's like a double-ended flourish, and then we've got the single-ended flourish. Okay, so let's do the double-ended flourish. This could be where I make up my entirely own pattern, but let's see what happens, shall we? Okay. So where's number 1? That would help, wouldn't it? Number 1 is here. So number 1 is here. So we're going to come in at number 1. Okay. There's number 1. And then we're going to go in. I mean, in a way, if you struggle to follow the numbers, you can follow the lines. So 1, 5, 9, then over there. Gets a little bit more trickier over here, but but you get the gist even. Right, so 1 into 5. So I can count actually. Well, can I count? We'll soon find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1 into 5. Then 6. No, that's 4. 6. 6 into 2. Oh, 6 into 2. Okay, then 3. 3 into 7. Okay, I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, I reckon. Famous last words. I'm still using that lovely bit of thread. Am I caught on the back? Yeah, look, it hasn't pulled through properly. So always check that it's come through securely on the back. Okay, right, so there, into there. Just like so. You don't want to pull it too tight because you could break the cord. Oh, hang on. Don't wrap it around your card. And that one goes into there. There we go to the next one. So all I'm doing is increasing on the map one by one. As long as you're increasing in the right direction, then maybe you'll come up with your own pattern. But this is I'm very relaxed. Anything could be happening outside. And you do sort of get into a rhythm, don't you? So apart from our lovely design team, has anyone already had a play? Have they already created some pieces of artwork already? I'm sure you have. You wouldn't have left it sitting in the... You wouldn't be a true crafter and left it in the box, have you? I bet some of you have. I was the same. Used to buy stuff. Oh, yeah, see this, get it home, and I think, yeah, I'll get around to it, and then go to a bag and think, oh, what's in this bag? Oh yeah, I forgot I bought that. But at least if maybe maybe you haven't had a chance to play yet because you wanted some guidance. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of guidance. And hasn't put you off too much. Alright, it's getting a little bit glazed now. Hang on. I need to concentrate. It's just like a straight line now. Ouch. Hang on, I'm getting caught up. What's going on? Let's have a little looky. Okay. Right, hang on. Why did I take my glasses off? Don't take your glasses off. For goodness sake. That's why, look, it's stuck on the card. I thought my thread had gone short. Right, hang on. There we go. Back in the flow now. Like so. As long as you get out of this what you want to get out of it. Oh no, hang on. So the idea, when you get to little bits like this, oh, goodness me, that nearly got bleeped. Hang on. When you get to a piece like this, the idea is what you need to do is you need to come in from the back of the thread so that you're laying over the front. Don't sort of come in the front, you need to sort of come around the back of it so that it lays this way over, if that makes sense. we go. And then it's amazing how it really doesn't take long. I mean, I know I'm going at a slow speed, but hopefully it's the right speed for our friends at home. Just need to, there we go. Just like so. So go back into this one. So see, I don't want to come in front. I need to get that needle. Ooh, let's get the needle in the hole first, and then. Okay, so what I'm going to do, it's easier if I pull the thread out like so towards me. Okay, and then go underneath. That's easier. Go underneath, and then I can come over. Yes. Yes. Rather than try and bend a needle. I thought that was a good idea. There. That made more sense. There we go. Whee. That definitely makes more sense. Come up first to the front because that's the way it naturally wants to go. And then go back under and pull it round. Yes. Absolutely. If someone was to walk past now, I think, who's he talking to? Who's he talking to? I'm talking to my lovely friends at home. I think there's still some people out there. Okay, and then we're going to finish this final little flourish off as we go around the corner. Like so. But you could say, I mean, I'm going single thread because it's less tangly, especially when you're doing it in front of friends. But you could take a couple of threads. You could get adventurous and go different color threads, couldn't you? And then all the way around, just like so. But for me, these little sticker tabs, I say you get more sticker tabs because you do go through them. You get them in the starter kit, and you also get them in the card kits as well. Come on, that last hole. There we go. And yes, you could be a little bit frugal, and I could sort of lift that one back up and put it underneath, but I'm not going to. Okay, so now secure that one in place. Excuse me. And then trim off. Okay, so let's put this needle somewhere safe. Now, whilst you're having a look at that, for example, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to see if I can find, I know the ladies, Glynis and Josie, won't mind me sharing. If I find one of the pieces that they kindly prepared for me when I was doing TV, because they were not fortunate enough to have those little tabs at the time. And so when they were staging the various different parts for me, they were having to use little pieces. I know I've got one here somewhere. So just bear with me for a moment. Famous last words. Hang on a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. There will be one here. Because I know I didn't get to use them all. Where are they gone then? Right, here we go. Right. I failed. I knew I would. Okay. So this is, I'm sure it was the lovely Glynis. Okay. So this is the back of my piece of artwork that we've been working on. And poor Glynis had to cut up little bits of tape to attach. How fiddly was that, Glynis? Honestly. I mean, not that you're not going to see them anyway, but the little tabs definitely were sort of, for me, were a bit of a game changer when it came to attaching the threads on the back. You can see the word love, L-O-V. Is that there? Is that what you mean? No. It's that little house with a fallen chimney. So for sort of to have that tidiness on the back, I mean, I say it doesn't matter because you're going to stick this onto a card. Right, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit now. So just a couple of sort of different little finishing things. Okay. Ooh, ouch. So once you've finished your piece of artwork, you can take your card blanks, which come in your kits, wherever I've put mine now. I put them somewhere safe, haven't I? Hang on. Oh, here we go. So whether you decide to pop it onto the white card blank, let me zoom out a little. Zoom out, zoom out. There we go. So you can pop it onto the white card blank. You could pop it onto a black card blank. It's very lovely. But maybe you want to add another layer, and there's enough space from the toppers to allow you to do that. So for example, what you could do, you could take some of our lovely doodle dies and you could lay them on those. We've got all the different, this would work lovely. Look, the heart one. So if I chose pinks, what's on the other side of this paper? Green. So if I'd thought about my colours first, I would have had one that complemented my colourways. Or maybe I want to keep it more new. That's lovely. I like that. Yes. So another option just for finishing off. So this is our nested doodle panels. These are the square ones. So that's one way of finishing it off. Now the other way, okay, many of you recently tuned into, it was only the other day, the felt shows, the Felt by Clarity. And we've got these fantastic stitch rulers. So this is the original stitch ruler, which is sort of like your essentials. And then the one we released at the weekend was the more, getting all tied up with my thread, was the more decorative one with the heart, etc. Okay. Now what I did, because these have got holes in, you can perforate through them. So just very simply, you could take your topper and you could stitch to create a frame around the outside. I'll put that on there so you can see. So you can use the stitch ruler to perforate your card and then just stitch around. Okay. Or maybe you want to go a little bit more creative and use one of the other stitches. So it's just not for felt. I'd say I quite like this one there. And because you've already got the thread, then it's perfect, isn't it? You could even stitch the topper onto the card as well. Okay, so that's another way. And then finally, well, not finally, I was talking earlier, a lot of the design team, where are they gone? We're using our lovely Perga crystals. Okay, and this was a piece that I coloured in the other day. So I used the metallic gel pens to colour in. So there's no stitching on this at all. And then I use those lovely Perga crystals to add a little bit of sparkle. If I come in, oh, I think this camera might. Let's see if I can get that. Look at that. It's like stars sparkling in the sky. Can we get it there? There we go. I spend the rest of the evening just doing this. Mesmerized. So there's no stitching on this one yet, just using those lovely metallic gel pens to colour in, and then the little Perga crystals. And how did I attach them? Okay, let me take this one. If I want to put one in here. So I've got my brads and I've got my Perga crystals just in here. And I'm going to use, oh, I've got threads everywhere now. Go away, Fred. Let's put a little crystal in the middle of this flower. So I'm just going to use the quickie glue pen, okay, to put a little bit. I'm going to come in really close now. Ooh, really close. So I put a little bit of quickie glue pen on there. You could use the Perga glue as well. And then what I'm going to do, this is it's got a little bit of blue tack on the end of a groovy tool. Then I'm going to dip in and pick up, got two there. Okay, then I'm going to pick it up and drop it onto the center of my flower. I can pick this one up, drop it back in the pot, just like so. Caps on nice and secure. Give it a little press. Probably give it about 5 or 10 minutes to dry. And then, look, we've got that lovely little bit of metallic, and you've got the beautiful metallic thread, and then you've got that Perga crystal just in the center. Okay. Whew. Goodness me. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. Thank you for your company. Thank you to lovely Grace for helping out. I'm sure Gracie will post her work on Groovy and Clarity Worldwide once she's finished. It's always lovely sort of spending time with everybody at home. And if you're tuning in afterwards, don't forget to check out Groovy Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide. And anything that we've used during the course of this hour is all available on the Clarity Crafts website. There's a downloadable ingredients list as well. So maybe you can't see any of the links or whatever that are being posted. If you go to claritycrafts.com, go to the A Moment of Clarity section, and then in there you'll see all of the past craft alongs with Barbara. The Williams is on there. I've got some on there as well, and all of the ingredients list will be on there that you can go back and download, so you can make sure that you've got everything that you need to follow along. So I think I'm gonna switch all these fans off now. It's probably torrential rain outside now. And I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go home and have something to eat. So don't forget, on Friday, Barbara will be on Create and Craft at 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And for those of you that follow Barbara in the Shack or join in the Shack, you'll recognise those designs as the Shack wooden toys. So really looking forward to those. Then don't forget to check out the Clarity Matters blog that Gracie looks after, Saturday share, and then projects on a Sunday. And then Barb will be back with you in the shack on Monday at 10 a.m. And I'll be with you in Groovy Tuesday on Tuesday. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much for your company. And I'll see you again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. Right, I've lost the mouse. Where's the mouse gone? Oh, there it is. All right.